Prepare for trouble and make it double. Hang on, this is the wrong anime. Hey guys, DB right here, and today I am continuing with What If Gine Survived Dragon Ball GT Edition. And I believe this would be part 3 of the edition. And well, continuing right where we left off, with Pan, Majin Buu, and Hercule infiltrating the spaceships on the way to the Tuffle planet, things quickly turn very hairy for our unlikely trio of heroes when they are more or less quickly discovered and in for the fight of their lives. Meanwhile, Gine, who's at the land of the Kais, is worrying about her younger son, Kakarot, who is stuck playing a board game with, I forget his name. But, as it turns out, that somebody is nothing more than a cheater having his own kid transform into the dice and completely rigging the game. And, as such, the game decides to basically kill them all, and, thanks to the dimensional rift and Goku's Kamehameha opening a rift between dimensions, Kabito Kai was able to teleport them all out no problem. And this is where Elder Kai reveals that in order to defeat Baby, you will have to ascend to Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4? Super Saiyan 4? And, luckily for them, Gine and Kakarot still have their tails. So, there's no unnecessary pliers pulling at Kakarot's tail in this timeline, unlike his original counterpart. The tail's already grown, and Gine... So with that, they're pretty much put through this ridiculous trading method. Just, yes, they may have grown their tails, and now they just got to make sure that they can actually control themselves if they're in the Great Ape state, which is what part of the training Elder Kai was having Goku do in the original was partly for, to grow the tail and to make sure he could control himself in that state. Which, as we know, Gine won't have a problem controlling herself in that state. She's quite well experienced with the Great Ape form from the time she was fighting side by side Bardock and his crew back in the old Conquering Planets day. But, Kakarot, he's only experienced the Great Ape transformation a couple of times and has never been in control of it. However, time is running short as our unlikely trio on the Tuffle planet are getting pretty much schooled. However, this is where another trio comes out of the blue and surprises the villains. Of course, there's Oob. Now, before anyone gives us the how could Oob be there? You didn't even mention Oob in part 1, that he was training with Goku, so why is he there? Well, that's why we did part 0, to fix up that timeline, which is also why we got Majin Buu in the GT edition, which he wasn't a part of events in the Super one, with this being a splinter timeline where things ran slightly different. And yes, in part 1, I didn't mention Oob. You're right. And, remember, Kakarot had a good 7 years to work on Oob. At least I think it was about 7 years between the end of Z and GT. Something like that, anyhow. And pretty much Oob's training day, where the one that we're familiar with, was simply moved up by a day. And so his training was completed a day early, and we got... that's why we had Bardock and Goku having their training session in the Room of Spirit and Time in part 1 instead of Oob. Okay, we've scratched that, dotted the I's and the T's, let's move on. So bottom line is, Oob is there, but who are the other two? Two other heroes that Baby has possibly missed? Why, it is Raditz and Barney. Yes, Kakarot's two siblings. Barney being the youngest, of course, and the official mascot of this What If channel. And, well, you're probably wondering, how on earth did Baby miss Raditz and Barney? Well, luckily, with Kid Gine, Bardock, Goku, Pan, and Trunks' trip to space, it sort of put Raditz and Barney in the mood to go on a year-long space vacation, where they experienced many different cultures. And, well, it was just a really fun time. So, all the time they were gone, Baby had invaded the Earth, took over everyone, but Barney and Raditz had only just now returned from their space vacation, noticing that there's a weird planet not too far from where Earth is, and decided to go down there and check it out. What's that doing here? And well, they've seen trouble, and as we know, Oob obviously managed to infiltrate one of the spaceships somehow, I'm guessing. And well, it's pretty much an all-out fight between Baby's possessed Saiyans, including the possessed Bardock, taking on his two children, while everyone else is trying to assist with Baby in dealing with Oob. And this is where Baby sort of shows his true colours here, that even he's willing to kill his own people. And well, thinking that, you know, that Trunks, Buller, and Goten and Gohan are pretty much useless to him, so he pretty much attempts to eliminate them right then and there, getting them out of the way, and we get the fight between Oob and Baby, much like in the original story, and Majin Buu is ordered to get Hercule and Pan away from all this, but of course, Majin Buu, after he gets Pan and Hercule to safety, he goes back and we get the whole fusion between Oob and Majin Buu, becoming one, the ultimate warrior in Majub, and we get the whole Majub fighting with Baby, and well, this is where Kakarot's decided he's had enough of this ridiculous training. They've got to get there now and get this mess under control. And well, without further ado, Kibito Kai teleports them, and Elder Kai tells Kibito of his own sort of plan to help things along. And this is when we got Kibito Kai running around trying to find the sacred water in order to free the infected from all those, free the infected of Baby's influence. And, well, this is where the fun really begins, and just like in the original, Kakarot, and in this case Gine, arrived just in time to see Baby devouring the now chocolate Majub, Baby countering Oob's technique, and he immediately spots the Saiyan duo and immediately begins attacking them, not giving them time to basically get anything in. The mother and son duo do manage to power up to their Super Saiyan 3 states, and while this does give Baby a bit more of a challenge, he's still way too powerful for the both of them, and, well, once, Baby unintentionally puts too much distance between the two of them, this is when both of them start staring at the Earth, and they begin receiving the Blutz waves from the Earth that have been transmitted to the Earth from the Moon. I believe that's the explanation on the show, anyway. And it begins powering up their Great Ape transformation, and there's definitely a flicker of fear in Baby's in the eyes of Baby, who remembers this form because this was the form that conquered the original Tuffle planet. No, I cannot let this happen again. And he's ferociously trying to attack the beast, but unfortunately, this just makes the Saiyan Ape, Gine, and Kakarot mad that they pretty much pound him into one of the collapsed buildings, and, well, Gine has pretty much got control over herself, so her transformation into Super Saiyan 4 is already triggering. Meanwhile, Kakarot is rampaging around the place, smashing buildings and stuff, scaring the heck out of the human-possessed Tuffles. Or rather, Tuffle-possessed humans, I should say. And, well, after Gine's transformation, and Pan's couple attempts to try bringing Grandpa Kakarot under control, it is ultimately the voice of his mother that gets Kakarot under control and triggers the Super Saiyan 4 transformation for him as well. And, well, we get the mother and son duo capitalizing on Baby, and they're pretty much double teaming him and giving him a beating, something real fierce.
Impossible! This transformation, it's gotta be available to me too!
And Bulma, telepathically communicating with Baby, says she has a plan, and this is when Baby's essentially shot up with Blotz waves as well. Meanwhile, Kibito Koi is on planet Vegeta now, freeing the rest of the Tuffle-possessed Saiyans, freeing all of them, so they can at least assist in the battle at hand. And, well, we do have Baby now in his thanks to him being in Vegeta's body in his grade 8 form, and we get the whole battle between not just Kakarot, him versus two Super Saiyan 4s, and, well, this is still very much a struggle to Baby, and even though Baby pretty much has instant control of himself, for some reason, the Super Saiyan 4 transformation is just not triggering for him.
But that's okay. This force should be more than enough to smash his.
Well, he'd pretty much be wrong, and now that the other Saiyans have been freed and are more or less joining the battle, Raditz and Barney are still a little too hurt from their battle with their family members to really do much. Bardock staring right in the eyes of the beast. You dare turn me on my own family? There is no greater dishonor. You've had it! He powers up and he is wailing on the beast. However, Gine and Kakarot are trying to warn Bardock off. However, Baby just basically swats Bardock to the ground and proceeds to step on him. And, well, luckily Kakarot and Gine are there to essentially catch the foot, powering up, and they toffle the giant ape. And, well, this is really the first time Bardock is really laying eyes of their new transformation. Gine and Kakarot looking more monkey than ever. And, well, essentially you get, the grade A baby Vegeta getting to his feet, and he's basically had enough, and he's basically deciding he's going to pull a Frieza, and basically he's firing a supercharged Gallic gun in preparation to wipe out all of Tuffle.
Not that it matters, I can just start again! You Saiyans are done! I had it! You're all gone! You're all gonna die!
And, well, at this point, Kakarot and Gine are powering up a double Super Saiyan 4 Kamehameha, and we get a beam struggle between Grade 8 Baby and the two Super Saiyan 4s, And it's more or less a stalemate at this point, at least, until suddenly a little something that Baby 8 begins to disagree with him. It is Marjube, who has basically planned this trap since the very beginning. You think you can beat me with my own technique? Ah! And boy, is that a serious stomachache Baby's having, and it's distracted him enough that he's taken this blast head on. Luckily, Kakarot and Gine have winded the power down that it didn't destroy Vegeta's body. However, Baby is definitely needing to leave the body, and he begins to flee, but oh no, Bardock is not letting him go. Bardock is appears in front of Baby. Baby looking up to him, and Bardock with a nice sinister smirk on his face.
Ah, stay away from me!
Didn't you know, Baby? Those who fail to learn their history are doomed to repeat it! Ah! Bardock fires his signature attack, which envelops Baby, destroying him. And, well, with Vegeta's body restored to normal, and Supreme Kabuto Kai running around giving everyone the sacred water, everyone on the planet Tuffle is returned to normal, as well as all the other infected that are still on Earth. And, well, after hearing that the Black Star Dragon Balls have been used, and that pretty much a year has gone by and that it's up, the planet Earth is due to blow up in 2 weeks, and so this is when they're going to have to pretty much evacuate everybody, much like in the original, which goes off pretty much like it does in the original. And, well, the biggest problem is that no one other than Kabuto Kai has instant transmission. That's right, because Kakarot doesn't have it in this timeline. And I'm pretty sure I don't remember ever giving it to Gine either. So, evacuation's actually a little bit tougher. And, well, just lucky upon lucky, they still managed to get everybody on Earth, except it's basically Kabuto Kai who goes back for that one boy they left behind, and Piccolo choosing to stay behind. Basically because as long as he's around, then the Black Star Dragon Balls are going to continue to be a threat to the planet, or any other planet they happen to reside on. At least with him out of the way, the Black Star Dragon Balls are now useless. So, Piccolo's noble sacrifice was not in vain in the end. And thanks to the help with the Namekian Dragon Balls, planet Earth is restored to its to normal, and everyone is returned to the planet. And well, somewhere there is a new threat looming, as Dr. Mew is wandering the lonely abyss of HFIL to be run in by another maniacal mad scientist, both of the two with one thing in common. They both want revenge on Goku. This is, of course, being Dr. Gero, and that is where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this part of the story? Do you like having an additional Super Saiyan 4 in the form of Gine? I think that's pretty cool. And I think it'll be quite interesting to see where this takes us on further in the series. Alright. This is DB Rice signing off. Don't forget to leave thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.